I'm a chaplain for the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department, which means that I minister to police officers. I get to go riding in police cars and do ride-alongs and that type of thing. And the reason I do ride-alongs is I get to know the officers, and that's how they get to know me. So that if they do have an issue or something, some personal issue that they want to talk about, they know who I am and they feel free to talk to me about those things. One of the things that St. Ignatius talked about, was seeing God in all things. And obviously, when I'm out there on the streets, there's a lot of negative things that I do see. And a lot of these negative things do have an impact on the police officers. But I think when all is said and done, the officers are really good, and they see a lot of negative things. They have at times negative impact on people's lives, but the bottom line is they're out there trying to promote good. I mean, they're trying to do things to help people, to make the city, make the area a better place for all the people that live here.
There's certain things that officers deal with and they see on a daily basis that really stretches them to the limit of what normal human beings would be able to endure. And so from a spiritual standpoint, the chaplains bring a calming influence into certain situations. They provide a much needed source of spiritual enrichment to the department, and it's not something that's forced on the officers. They just bring the presence of God with them, and for the officers that want it, who may recognize a need for it, the chaplains have always been there.
I had to do the funeral for a police officer who was killed in the line of duty when I was in Denver, and I was the deacon at the Mass, and I gave the homily at the Mass, and obviously it was a very sad day for the entire police department when they had to bury an officer of their own. But me being there in a way helped to ease some of their pain and some of the difficulties that they were going through. Being in the funeral procession and seeing as we were going along the streets and watching officers snap a salute to the body of the police officer as he was coming by in the hearse, that was a memorable impact on me, and I will never forget that, how police officers honor each other when one of their own dies in the line of duty.
And as I found on times too, going to a scene, and I was told this by some of the higher ups, just being there, that ministry of presence, and when I did hospital work, the same thing, the nun would tell me, just that you're there. They will remember that you were there. They won't remember what you said, but they will remember that you were there. So that ministry of presence is very strong.
I enjoy being a police chaplain. It's a lot of fun. It's very rewarding. I feel, again, it's a blessing when an officer confides in me with a personal issue that he or she is having. And again, I consider it an honor and a privilege that they trust me enough to do that. And again, I'm glad that I can be there for the officers and again for their families if they do have an issue or something that they want to talk about. And again, it's not too many people that that have this privilege or have this honor. And again, I consider myself very, very lucky and very, very blessed by God that I'm available and that I can do this for the police department.